Hello guys, welcome to Magic Math Stat. In this video I will explain how to flatten the curve. What is meant by flatten the curve and how we can contribute in this war against COVID-19 which is going on worldwide right now. In my graph, you can see three curves, one blue, one red and one green curve. The blue one represents the daily number of susceptible people, that is the people who are at risk of the infection but not yet infected. The red one represents the daily number of new infections and the green one represents the daily number of new recoveries. Well, if you want to know how these curves are created, the equations behind it and everything, you should watch my previous video which is linked in the I button above and in the description also. So check that out if you are interested. Now back to the graph. Here I have considered a small locality with 10,000 population and assume that the infection starts with one infected person and zero recovered person. Now I have considered one hospital with at most 2000 beds, which is a lot compared to a small population. Since right now we don't have any vaccine, proper medicine or any proper treatment for COVID-19 disease, we have to depend on the natural recovery process. So the recovery rate gamma is small constant which I have taken as 0.06 and is not changing anytime soon since we don't have much immunity against the disease. Hence the curves mostly depends on the parameter beta. Let's start with beta equals to 2.5. I have taken the 2.5 considering the worst case scenario. Now in the graph you can see that the red curve reached its very high peak which is around 9,000 within 10 days, and the spread or in statistical language dispersion is very small for this curve, and that's very bad because we have only 2,000 beds in the hospital and we have so many new patients in such a short period of time that doctors have to choose to save one patient in almost every 5 patients. That means the other 4 patients might die in the process since they are not getting the treatment. We have already seen this kind of scenario in Italy. Now look at the blue curve. It crashes suddenly and touches the x-axis in less than 10 days. That means in less than 10 days, the whole population gets infected and no susceptible person is left, which is very bad. And this is the best case scenario we might experience because India is a very congested country and here the medical facilities are not that developed. So expect something worse than this. That is only when we don't do something to prevent this. So the question is, what can we really do to prevent this? Well, let's get back to the graph and see what happens when I gradually decrease the value of beta. The peak of the red curve is falling down and spread of or dispersion is getting bigger. Now see, when beta reaches 0.1 or something less than that, the peak of the red curve is under 1000 and the spread has become very long. So we no longer have very high number of patients in a very short time period. Hence the doctors can do their best work properly. And if we decrease the value of beta to 0.085, that's the sweet spot. You can see that the curve flattens so much that we can contain the disease easily, and this is what flatten the curve that phrase means. And look at the blue curve. It doesn't crash and doesn't even come close to x-axis. That means the whole population isn't getting infected anymore. Now the question is, how can we really decrease the value of beta? Well, if you have seen my previous video, then you know that beta is nothing but NP, where P is the transmission probability, which is almost constant every time. So what you need to know is that beta only depends on the average number of susceptible people who come into the contact with one infected person. So if we can minimize that number, we can flatten the curve. And the only solution is social isolation, because we don't know who is infected and who isn't. So it is best to avoid any kind of close contact with any person, and that's why the lockdowns are necessary to keep people in their homes. Guys, doctors are fighting on the front line in this war against COVID-19. Please don't make their job impossible. What I have shown you in this video, that was just fraction of the Indian population. The Indian population is 134 crores or 1.34 billions. And if 10% of that population gets infected, that is 13.4 crores. So guys, be responsible, stay at home. If you are not involved any emergency services, like if you are not a medical staff, if you are not some delivery person, or if you are not someone who need to go out to earn their daily food, then please stay at home. Please be responsible, save humanity, save yourself. So guys, if this video was informative for you, please hit the like button and share this video as much as you can, so we can spread the awareness against coronavirus and people can know why the lockdown and social isolation is so necessary. So guys, stay subscribed for more videos and I will meet you in the next one.